Hi there, this is Mr. Smith, and in this video I'm going to give you a tour of Blackboard, which is also referred to as eCampus, and, and then we'll also look at MyLab Math, which is sometimes referred to as its old name, which was MyMathLab. So first of all, I'm guessing that yours probably says Student Quick Links, but we don't care about that. We're just going to go to Courses. And I'm going to go to Fall 21. I've got a bunch here. We need to find this one here, which is yours. And when you come in here, you have to keep in mind this piece here is going to keep collapsing because in order to record, I have to use this smaller area. But if you open your whole page, I think it'll stay like this. So when you first come in, you should see this announcement. So it's going to tell you what you need to know about eCampus and what you need to do to get started in the course. There's a couple pictures, one of me and one of my new grandson. And I'm currently working on this tour, but these 3 videos are there to help you get off to a great start. So you should have no problems, but if you do, you can always ask me any questions. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to go through eCampus. So we're on the announcements page. Let's go ahead and click on Syllabus. One of the things it's going to tell you to do here is to click on the syllabus, open it and print it out, highlight the things that are important, maybe put some question marks if you have any questions, but you should understand or know what's in here. This should tell you everything you need to know about the course. If there's anything that's not there, then just let me know and I'll be happy to answer any of those questions. All right, next thing I want to look at is getting started taking an online course. This is something that Dallas College put together, and I really like this one here. I think it's a great introduction to online learning, and it's pretty short and sweet for the most part. It's this one page here. If you feel like you want more than that, this is going to include, this is the one piece that we just saw. There's 4 other areas. The only thing I would caution you about is the most important thing is to get off to a good start and get the homework done as well. You just got to be careful you don't spend too much time here, but hopefully there's some things there that'll help you out. And let's go ahead and move on. Let's see. Now we'll be coming to this link here, MyLab Math. That's normally where you're going to go when you come in here. If you want to email me, you can click on here. Introductions and questions. Well, first of all, this is where I would like you to introduce yourself, and I will be giving points for that. And you can see I've got my introduction in here as an example. I've got a written introduction. I've included some pictures of me and my much better looking grandbaby. We both have about the same amount of hair right now. And then this is another introduction to me. It gives you a little more detail. If you want to reply to my introduction, you can do that here. You can also back out here, and by clicking on Create Thread, you can do your own introduction. And do it in whatever way you prefer. You don't have to do everything that I did. Most students just do a written one. Some prefer doing a video. To get around in here or to go back, you just click here. I want you to also notice there's areas where you can ask questions. So test 1 questions. Here's some questions people have asked in the past, and I made a video and I posted them here. So I can do that in this course as much as people are asking questions. Let's see, on teams, I haven't decided if I'm going to create teams, but there's a good chance I will, and so if I do, that's where you'll go for that. Your grades will be here. Of course, there's nothing there right now. Let's see, resources is just, these are tutoring and other types of student resources. Let's see. We have a help button. This is for help in eCampus if you're having any problems. There's also some tutorials in here. What else do we have? Learning materials. This is supposed to have all of your learning materials in there. Now mine's probably different. I would say it is different, but that's supposed to be there so you can see what learning materials you have for the different courses you're taking. And the only other one you need to be concerned with is this one here, Tutoring with Mr. Smith, or 1T. And I don't have any sessions in here, but when I do, you can click on the session during office hours and get help here. And so I think we're good with eCampus. I would encourage you to kind of play around with the buttons here, get to know the areas. And then this is where you're going to spend most of your time. You go into MyMathLab. Now the first time you come in here, I think if you click on any of these, even the browser check, the first time it's going to have you register so that you're in MyMathLab. And once you've done that, you're going to want to run your browser check. This is to make sure that your computer can run everything you need in order to access all the features in MyMathLab. We're going to spend most of our time in assignments. Let me show you some of the other places. This is the MyMathLab gradebook. It's not going to be as accurate as the eCampus gradebook just because of the way the settings work, but it'll give you a little bit of an idea where you're at. The e-text, that's how you get to your textbook. And it'll take a little bit of practice getting around, but basically here's your table of contents, and I can go to whatever section. Let's see, we'll say 3.3, and let's click on this, and this is the book, and you can go to the next page. And it takes a little getting used to, but that's basically your book. And boy, let's see, I want to make sure. I think I need to just click out of here. There we go. We have the MyLab Math Multimedia Library. And this is where you have all the help that you get through MyMathLab. So for example, in Chapter 2, Section 2.1, we select here. This tells us all the different help things that they offer for this section. So you have PowerPoint, this is the link to the textbook, and then these are all videos. And you'll see that I'm going to be putting a lot of these videos in so that you don't have to do this, but you always have the ability to come to this area to see those resources. Integration support, the only time you might need that is if you have any kind of problems and you have to talk to some technical people. Hopefully that's not going to happen. It seems to be pretty rare, so hopefully we'll have a good semester as far as that's concerned. If you're concerned about accessibility, you maybe have some kind of learning disability, you can go in here and see what's available. And that's about all we need to be concerned about. All right, so let's go to assignments. So you can see there's these three areas here. Let's go ahead and go into each of these. So I would encourage you to look these over, and if you're interested in any of these, there's just videos going over some things like online learning and a college transition, going from high school to college. So these are some things that are optional for you. Most students these days are pretty good at entering answers into programs, but this has actually some really good videos giving you lots of details if you'd like to get plenty of detail. And so you can click on those if you need some help with how to enter answers. And then this is an introduction video that I did to the TI-30XS Multiview calculator. And that's what the calculator looks like. And you can see I just worked through some problems, some basic problems on the calculator to make sure you're comfortable with the basics. In particular, how to put in fractions. All right, so there's that. And these will be available throughout the semester, particularly this one if you need help with your calculator. And there'll be at least another one of those. All right, so notice for section 1.1 we have the assignment and we have a videos link. If you click on the videos link, the first video, the one that says 1T, is the video that I made for this section. So basically this is what I do in class, or something very comparable to what I do in class. And so that's a lesson just like I would normally do. And then you have these other videos that you can watch where it kind of breaks it into chunks. Here is the PowerPoint. It's PowerPoint notes. And then this is a link to the textbook for section 1.1. So all of this stuff here is available to help you to prepare to do the homework. My recommendation is, of course, to watch my video that I created. And then when you're doing MyMathLab, the homework, as you run into problems and there's videos to watch, these are the ones that you'll end up watching. All right, so now we've watched the video, we're ready to do the homework. So we click here, and you can see here's all our questions. Let's go ahead and click on question 1. All right. If you've used MyMathLab recently, you'll see that it's changed. It looks quite different. Notice if you click here, this shows you all the questions. This is how you go back or forward to the next question. There's some settings here, and notice you can save your homework at any time. I think it does an autosave, but I haven't seen this recently, so I would say always click on save before you leave, or periodically. But I do believe it does save as you're going. I just don't know how frequently. If you have concerns about accessibility, this is again related to some kind of disability. Maybe you're using a screen reader, then you would want to turn this on. And I guess there's an on-screen keyboard. All right, so let's go ahead and look at a problem here. I think I need to go to a different section. So let me go, boy, let's see. So let's hit save, and let's hit OK, and that'll take us back to here. And I think I want to do this section here. All right, perfect. So let's go to question 6. So I want a similar question. It says round to the nearest place, so the thousandths place. I'm going to put 1.35. Of course, that's wrong. Now we're assuming I would try another answer and check that, and that's wrong. I get 3 shots. Notice it said final check. It told me the correct answer. It said what I had. So, warning, best score 100%, this attempt 0. Which score do you want to save? Wow, I haven't seen that before. We're going to save this attempt and we're going to move on. And we'll do this problem. But so let's say, and you're working, but say you want to go back and fix that question. You can go ahead and click on question 6. This is the one we missed. Get a similar question. So this is going to be 1.344 or 1 and 344 thousandths. And let's check our answer. And so now we're good. Notice if you go here, you can see now that I have a green check. All right, so one of the things I want you to see here is if you're willing to go back and correct any missed problems, you can get 100%. At the bottom here, you've got help me solve this. It'll help solve this problem. Or you can view an example and then come back and do this problem. You can also click on the textbook link. It'll take you to that section in the textbook. And let's see, you can click on Ask My Instructor. And the nice thing is it gives me the problem. I see exactly what the problem is, and you can ask your question. And then this is where sometimes I'll make videos and I'll put those in that other place I showed you earlier. All right, and the other thing you'll see often is videos. There's none in these first two sections or chapters, or I would show you. All right, so I think that's all there is to show you here. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to ask. Let me see what happens if I click here. All right, so it does keep me into eCampus. All right, so that's all I have to show you in this video tour. Thanks a lot.